Reality stars Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie, were recently freed from lives behind bars after being granted a pardon from President Donald Trump. While they have their freedom, Todd still maintains his and his wife's innocence concerning the original charges that led to their 2022 conviction. Recently, the Chrisley Knows best star spoke about these charges and what he plans to do next during a recent press conference. Todd and Savannah Chrisley recently spoke at a press conference in Nashville. Todd Chrisley became known to audiences from the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. The series looked at Todd, a real estate tycoon, and his family, based in Atlanta and later Nashville. In 2022, however, Todd and his wife Julie were convicted of a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion. In early 2023, Todd reported to his 12-year sentence at federal prison camp in Pensacola. For her part, Julie was sentenced to 7 years and reported to the Federal Medical Center in Lexington. However, Todd and Julie would soon obtain an early release after receiving a pardon from President Donald Trump. Following his release, Todd appeared at a press conference with his daughter Savannah in Nashville on May 30. During the moment, Todd maintained his and his wife's innocence concerning the charges against them. As he shared at the time, "I was convicted of something I did not do. It could be you, it could be any of you." Savannah Chrisley also talked about the evidence used against her parents during their trial. "And somewhere in this room, someone has had a family member that has been affected by this system. So I understand the shame that's around it. But I refuse to feed into that because shame is like a cancer that just spreads, and I have no shame." Todd emphasized that he would continue to fight and expose conditions in modern prisons. As he shared, "So I will continue to fight for all the guys that I dealt with, and that I was blessed to be with at FPC Pensacola. I will continue to expose the injustices that go on there and throughout the Department of and throughout the Bureau of Prisons." As shared by News Nation, Todd and Julie's daughter, Savannah, had long been an advocate for her parents' release. During the press conference, she also talked about how evidence was used against her parents that was ruled to be thrown out because it was obtained illegally. During the conference, Todd also recently touched on his and his wife's return to the world of reality television. This comes out as Lifetime had previously announced plans for a new docuseries concerning the Chrisley family. Following their release, fans had previously wondered if they would see Todd and Julie become part of the show. Todd eventually confirmed he and his wife started filming literally the night that we got home. Did you watch the press conference of Todd and Savannah during their Nashville press conference? Make sure you come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest reality TV and celebrity news. For Todd Chrisley, surrendering never was an option. Not in business, not in family, and certainly not in the courtroom. Now, with his wife Julie by his side following their release from prison, the reality star is making it abundantly clear their fight is far from over. In a bold, emotional news statement shared with close sources and teased on Savannah Chrisley's podcast, Todd Chrisley broke his silence about what comes next and why, even after serving time, he refuses to back down. The former Chrisley Knows Best star is doubling down on his claim of innocence, vowing to clear his and Julie's names, no matter how long it takes. "We're not criminals. We're not liars. We are a family that got caught in a storm, but the storm hasn't drowned us. It lit a fire." The weight of conviction. Todd and Julie Chrisley's legal woes began years before their actual sentencing in 2022. What started as an investigation into alleged tax evasion and bank fraud snowballed into a highly publicized trial that painted the couple as manipulative, money-hungry schemers. The Chrisleys, meanwhile, maintained their innocence throughout, even as the guilty verdicts came crashing down. Todd was sentenced to 12 years, while Julie received 7, but both sentences were later reduced due to good behavior and overcrowding. Still, those months behind bars left lasting scars, not just physically but emotionally. Now back home under strict supervision and far from the glamorous life they once flaunted on reality television, Todd is using his voice not for self-pity, but for purpose. The truth doesn't expire. And it sure as hell doesn't die in a prison cell, he reportedly told a friend during a recent phone call. Julie. We didn't come this far to fade quietly. Julie, ever more private than her outspoken husband, has reportedly been quietly gathering support for a legal review. The Chrisley's attorneys have already filed new appeals, citing improper conduct, misleading evidence, and what Todd refers to as a personal vendetta from federal investigators. There were things that never added up, Julie said in a rare off-camera moment with family. From day one, it felt like someone was determined to make an example out of us. Sources close to the couple suggest they are now working with a new legal team dedicated to bringing fresh eyes to the case. And they aren't just asking for sympathy. They're asking for accountability. Savannah, who has been at the forefront of defending her parents during their incarceration, says the family is more united than ever. We know who we are. The world saw the edited version. But our fight, the real fight, is just beginning. The support and the skeptics. Though the Chrisleys' conviction was a major blow to their brand, their fan base has remained surprisingly loyal. Supporters flooded social media with prayers during their prison stints, and now the hashtag Justice for the Chrisleys has begun trending again as whispers of their renewed legal battle circulate. I don't care what the media says. One fan posted on Instagram. Todd and Julie were always generous, loving, and full of grace. I believe in their innocence, but not everyone is convinced. Legal analysts and former prosecutors have stood by the verdict, claiming the evidence was overwhelming and impossible to ignore. From falsified documents to lavish spending patterns, the government painted a convincing narrative, and a jury agreed. Still, Todd remains unfazed. Being innocent doesn't guarantee justice, he said bluntly. That's the part the world forgets. Rebuilding with purpose, now back in Nashville, the Chrisleys are reportedly settling into a slower pace of life. But not without vision. Todd has already begun working on a memoir, and the family is in talks for a docuseries chronicling their legal battle and the road to redemption. It won't be about revenge, Savannah said. It'll be about truth, about what no one saw, about what it cost us, and why we still stand tall. In addition, Todd is rumored to be reaching out to wrongful conviction advocates and organizations that support former inmates navigating reintegration. He's not looking to be a victim, one family friend noted. He wants to use his platform to help others who were also caught in the cracks. Julie, for her part, is taking a more reflective path. She's focusing on healing, rebuilding her health, and nurturing the bonds that kept her going, especially with her children and granddaughter Chloe, whom Savannah raised during their absence. Julie is the heart of that family, another source shared. And though she's quiet, don't mistake her silence for surrender. A final word. In true Chrisley fashion, Todd ended his latest remarks with a bit of drama and a lot of heart. You can strip us of our show, our name, our home, but you can't steal our truth. You can't imprison faith. And you sure can't cancel God's timing. For now, the Chrisleys are out but not free, watched by the court, judged by the public, and burdened by the weight of a legacy that took a sharp, painful turn. But if Todd has anything to say about it, this isn't their ending. It's their second act. And he's not giving up until the final curtain falls, with vindication in hand.